My favorite episode. My favorite episode. What the fudge more can I freaking say? My freaking favorite episode. This is up there. If not, this is up there with Jailbreak. This is up there. This is up there with Jailbreak. This is up there with The Return. Different reasons, mind you. But it's up there. It really is. Basically, next episode after Greg gets all the money, he uses it to take Steven out on a vacation to Empire City. And Steven says, well, why don't we bring Pearl along? And it's basically a musical episode. Even though it's only like 11 minutes each, but it's a music episode. It's a musical. And also, not to mention, if I had 10 mil, I don't know if I'd spend it all in one day, but I would use the money. I would use it sparingly. But apparently, Greg got the money because his old manager used his old song to give it to a burger place, and they used it for their burgers. And that's how Greg got 10 mil. Which also technically, well, I don't know if he still would get money every time they use that song, but I don't know. But so Greg says that he doesn't know what he can do with all that money because he basically has everything he kind of wants. So and even Steven has everything he wants. So he decides, well, okay, let me just take Steven out on a vacation. And Steven says, well, okay, let's bring Pearl. Pearl and Greg are like, no, maybe we shouldn't, but Steven's like, no, come on. And so they all go there, and it's actually pretty cool. Like, one, they go to this very swanky, nice, like, one that has like a 1950s feel to it. Like, I actually want to watch this episode again. But, has a nice feel to this place. It feels like 1950s type of place. They go up to the penthouse. Greg's dressed all like kind of still like quote unquote bummy in a sense, but he like gives them money and it's like they're like, oh boy, he's rich, Mr. Greg. And they have an entire musical number, and like Steven gets a tailored suit, Greg gets a tailored suit, and then Pearl also, like, after she's like denying like for food and stuff, she actually gets a tailored suit as well, which I always love seeing the gems be taken out of like the quote-unquote norm of the show, and it's just always a cool experience, whether it be like, because usually you have things like, oh, in other shows you have, oh, okay, yeah, they go to another place, but then like they leave that place automatically, or like it's just like they naturally fit in there a little bit, or something like that, or like, oh no, they can't fill in this place because this place is too tough. No, it's more like the gems are so used to this beach, or just used to fighting monsters, not really interacting with the human world. So seeing Pearl going to Empire City, she's just like stiff as a board, and like she's like, no, I don't want any food, sorry. But like they give her own suit, which she looks awesome in a suit, and they all start singing and together and stuff. And Greg says, "Come on, dance with me," and Pearl goes, "No," and ends the song. And then one of the guys singing with like them is like, boo, you ruined the song! I'm like, that's funny. And Greg's like, and Steven's like, but Pearl, why? And Greg's like, no, it's fine. And then like they all go to sleep, and then Pearl has basically her own song that it wakes up Steven, but then also Greg is awake, also hearing it. And Pearl sings about how she thinks she lost Pearl to Greg. That not really, but lost Pearl to Greg, and that or lost Rose to Greg. Pearl says how she lost Rose to Greg, and how like how Pearl did, and all the men that Rose has ever been with, or dated or whatnot. She always said she'll always they meant nothing until she met you. Then you, and basically, and then like I love one part where she says, I have to. She's basically saying that why does she still feel this way? That she should that she shouldn't feel this way now. That she's like saying, now I have to protect her son. I have to protect her son, and it's really sad. It's a really sad point, but it's also cool, like them talking about like the wars they fought and the fusions, everything that they've been through. But Rose still kind of picked Greg, and it shows kind of that love. but then also like at the end, Greg gets sad hearing the song and leaves and says, "I'm sorry, you have to be around me." And he goes downstairs and Pearl goes, "I'm sorry, Steven. This is why I didn't want to come." And Steven goes, "No, this is why I wanted you to come." And it's cool because when they go down to the bar, one, Pearl's always stiff whenever she's kind of in public, which was kind of funny. But they go downstairs where Greg's at the bar just eating cherries. And Steven starts playing a song. It says, "Why don't you talk," or whatever. I can't remember. I gotta watch it a couple more times before I remember the lyrics completely. Fudge. I can probably remember "Stronger Than You" a lot quicker right now because I've heard that one so many dang times. Sworn by the Sword. But singing, and one lyric I really love is that they said, "You both have a lot in common. Both of you love me, and I love you." And when he says that, it's just like, it's kind of the borderline of, yeah, we know Steven is singing and he does love both of them, but is that also Rose singing with him? Because I take it as, watching that part, I take it as that's both Steven and Rose singing at the same time when they're singing that, when Steven is singing that song. And I like that. And I love, like, you see Pearl and Greg talking to each other, saying how they both loved Rose and everything, and how they have a lot in common. And, like, Pearl's song was like, "Is it over?" Like, her loving Rose or something like that. And it plays in a little bit near the end, but, like, they sing and, like, they actually do start dancing, which I actually like. And, what was it? I can't remember if it was, I think it was Rose with Pearl that Rose would dip Pearl, but in this one, Pearl dipped Greg, which was pretty awesome. Greg and Pearl were dancing. I'm sorry, I'm mixing up names, aren't I? Greg and Pearl were dancing. And it was really cool seeing them talk and whatnot. And then, like, at the end, they say that they racked up a giant bill, so most of that $10 million, I'm pretty sure, is gone. Probably has, like, maybe a couple thousand left, hopefully. But, so, but then again, you're on vacation. You spend money on vacation, I guess. That's what I do. And that's why I become broke very quickly sometimes. But then, like, as they're driving home, Pearl kind of starts singing, "This costs nothing," like the song that Greg was singing in the beginning, saying how things don't cost, the good things don't really cost any money. And, like, they're talking on the way drive home, and Steven's in the back falling asleep going, "Is it over?" Saying, like, basically it's over for them fighting. And I really liked that. That was really nice. And then it just ends there. And it's a really, I love the music. It sounds really good. It's a heartfelt episode. It's really nice. Pearl is one of my favorite characters. And I kind of like seeing Pearl and Greg kind of patching it up now, which is awesome. I like seeing, because, and it's Greg, let me think, because Greg kind of, I don't think Greg and Amethyst really had ever a problem, but I think they kind of maybe patched up a bit on that one episode. I forgot which one it was. Greg and Garnet, I'm not quite sure. But now, actually, let me think. Because Garnet actually has an episode where she leaves with Greg and Steve, and now Pearl has an episode leaves with Greg and Steve. So I want to know if Amethyst is going to have an episode like that at some point. I definitely want to see Lapis and Peridot do that. I think the other episode probably already aired. I just got to look it up. But I kind of want to see what the heck's happening with those two right now. If they're at each other's throats or not. But no, this episode is extremely nice. I'm probably going to watch it again right now. It's a really nice one. The music is beautiful. Seeing Pearl sad when she's singing, and then in the end, also seeing Greg being sad, saying, "I'm sorry that I felt," basically saying like he's sorry that he fell in love. He even says sorry to Pearl because he knew that Pearl loved Rose, but that he still stayed with her. And that's kind of that's a kind of a tragedy a little bit. Like he's saying, "I'm sorry I fell in love with her," in a sense. And again, like my favorite line from Steven's song was that. Like the second favorite would be like is him singing "Is It Over," but is the part where he says that you both love me and I love you. That is because that right there, if they would have kind of would have probably made that only a little bit better. Would have made that a little bit better is if Steven was playing and like the silhouette of his mother kind of popped up behind. Like it didn't have to be like they actually like maybe they kind of saw it in a sense, like see Rose in Steven or something like that. But seeing Rose like kind of like a silhouette behind her, like as like Steven plays, you see Rose like the image of Rose playing the same as well. And like maybe hearing her sing with Steven, that I think would probably have made it just, and that would have made it a way more better to the point to where I probably would have cried. like right now I am emotional. But if that would have happened, I probably really would have cried. But yeah, this is like one of my very favorite episodes. If only because all the emotions into this and seeing Greg and Pearl kind of patch up a little bit. I really did like that. That was extremely nice. I really loved that. And it shows that now Pearl and Greg have some stuff in common. They can talk, and Greg is kind of slowly working his way into like yeah, like they are a family in a sense, but it still felt kind of like Greg wasn't really part of it in a sense where like Greg doesn't even stay in the house that he helped build. He stays in the van, and eventually, hopefully by like the end of the series or whatever, Greg will be living with the gem, be living with Steven. And later on, maybe they'll do like a cutscene into the future where Steven's probably telling all of this to his kids, showing that like the gem like showing like a new versions of gems, half human, half gem hybrids. I think that would be awesome. But either way, it's really good. One of my favorite scenes, one of my favorite parts. My entire thing I love, but I love Pearl's laminate. Pearl just singing to herself about things. Oh, and when Steven just says that part where he says, "You both love me and I love you." It sounds kind of like Barney for a second. I think that's what I just sound. But I really did like that. That was really nice. I really loved that. But either way, thank you everyone so much for watching. If you're watching more videos that I've done, please click the link description below. Be sure all my other videos. Hopefully you enjoy this episode. This is again one of my favorites, top favorites. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure all my videos, and we will see you later.